Chosen one, listen carefully. This message did not appear by accident, and it is not meant for everyone. The fact that you are seeing this right now is already a response to something God initiated long before you became aware of it. Let me be honest with you for a moment. This message is important because there was a season in your life when you stopped responding, not out of rebellion, not out of lack of faith, but because life became heavy. Disappointment, delays, unanswered prayers, emotional exhaustion, all of it quietly trained you to go silent. You didn't walk away from God, you learned how to survive without constant reassurance. And God saw that. He didn't punish you for it, He waited. There are moments in the past you still think about, signs you brushed off, inner nudges you ignored because you were tired of hoping. This message exists because that season is ending. Now focus, because this part is about you. God said, watch whenever it appears. Not once, not randomly, but whenever this message finds you. That's because your spirit is now aligned enough to receive what you couldn't before. After listening to this divine message, communication resumes, but differently. Not loud, not chaotic, clear, calm, precise. You are about to recognize God's voice in ways that feel natural instead of overwhelming. Through sudden understanding, repeated patterns, pauses that protect you, and redirections that finally make sense. The reason you stopped responding was because you were being strengthened, not rejected. And now God will contact you, not to rush you, but to realign you. What's coming next will not require forcing, chasing, or proving. It will recognize you. Before we go deeper, take a moment to support this message. Like this video so it reaches who it's meant to reach. Subscribe and become part of a growing community that understands spiritual timing, not spiritual pressure. Share this with someone who has been feeling distant, confused, or spiritually quiet. And in the comments, write, I'm ready to listen, not for algorithms, but as a declaration. If this message stirred something in you, stay with it until the end. This isn't about entertainment, it's about recognition. And if your spirit is still here, that already tells me something. This message is for you. Have you ever felt that a message, a moment, or even a thought appeared in your life at exactly the right time, as if the universe itself were nudging you? This is no accident. This message reached you because the timing is no longer flexible. You've reached a point in your spiritual journey where delay is no longer necessary and alignment is inevitable. The signs you've been waiting for are no longer whispers. They are loud, undeniable signals pointing you toward your next level of growth. Life often seems random, yet the truth is far more precise. The universe, or God, works like a master conductor orchestrating every note of your existence. When you read this, it is because the vibrations of your spirit have finally matched the frequency needed to receive this guidance. Imagine a seed that has waited patiently under the soil. Once the conditions are perfect, it bursts into life. You are that seed. And here's the profound part. This isn't about rushing or forcing your life to change. It's about realizing that the universe, or God, has been setting the stage for your breakthrough all along. The timing is perfect because you have grown, learned, and evolved to a point where you can fully grasp and embody the wisdom being offered. Resistance no longer serves you. Clarity is knocking, and you are ready to open the door. One of the most misunderstood aspects of spiritual growth is the art of surrender. Many of us spend years chasing answers, seeking signs, or trying to force our destiny into reality. But here's the secret. God speaks most clearly when we release our grip and stop trying to control every outcome. The moment you stop forcing, you allow the natural flow of life to guide you. Think of it like a river carving its path through rock. The water doesn't push or strain, it moves consistently, patiently, and inevitably shapes the landscape. When you stop forcing solutions, you allow life to reveal answers through people, experiences, and subtle synchronicities that you once might have ignored. These signals often arrive as quiet nudges, sudden clarity, or unexpected opportunities, and if you pay attention, you realize you were never abandoned or ignored. This is why divine communication is not always loud or dramatic. It often comes wrapped in ordinary moments, in patterns you might initially overlook. The lesson here is powerful. Stop chasing life. Stop striving for approval, signs, or instant results. When you let go, the divine begins to guide you, and the truth you've been searching for becomes effortless, unavoidable, and profoundly liberating. Silence can feel like emptiness, and yet it is often the loudest teacher. When God appears quiet, it is not punishment or neglect, it is preparation. Think of a blacksmith heating metal before shaping it. The fire seems harsh, but it strengthens and molds the material. Similarly, moments of spiritual silence refine you, strengthen your character, and prepare your heart for the deeper revelations to come. During these quiet seasons, every moment, thought, or challenge serves a hidden purpose. You may have felt frustration, loneliness, or doubt during these periods, but these emotions are often catalysts for growth. Without silence, without pause, you wouldn't have the foundation to receive or understand the magnitude of what is about to unfold. It's in these gaps that your spiritual muscles are exercised, your awareness sharpened, and your intuition deepened. Consider this. The most important lessons are rarely learned in comfort. Divine silence allows you to confront yourself, to recognize patterns in your life, and to prepare for alignment that requires strength, patience, and clarity. This silence is God's way of saying, I am preparing you for what is greater than you can yet imagine. Have you ever wondered why certain messages, signs, or nudges in your life seem to pass you by, even though you were aware of them? It is not that you are unworthy or disconnected. It is that your soul was not yet ready to respond. Often, when we ignore or overlook divine signals, it is because they require more from us than we are prepared to give at the time. Your spirit operates like a finely tuned instrument. If it is out of balance, if it is overwhelmed by emotional fatigue or spiritual exhaustion, even the clearest messages can be missed. You are not rejecting God. You are being preserved. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, often redirects us, sending signals that might feel subtle or confusing, not to frustrate us, but to prevent burnout and prepare us for a more powerful, sustainable path forward. Think of this like a teacher who assigns a lesson slightly ahead of the student's current level. The lesson is meant to stretch, to challenge, and to cultivate patience. Once the student grows, they return to that lesson with new eyes, and what once seemed complex becomes crystal clear. The divine works the same way, guiding you with precision, ensuring you are equipped to respond when the time is perfect. There is a profound spiritual concept that few speak of openly: divine delay theory. This idea is simple yet revolutionary. God does not delay out of neglect, but to strengthen you for the next stage of your journey. Every pause, every moment of waiting is intentional. It is designed to refine your character, sharpen your intuition, and prepare you to receive your blessings fully. Consider how a fruit must ripen on the tree before it can nourish. If picked too early, it lacks flavor, strength, and impact. Similarly, divine delays allow your life and spirit to ripen. Every challenge, every pause in progress, every silence you endure is actually a preparation phase, a time in which your wisdom, discernment, and spiritual authority deepen. Divine delays are not failures, they are accelerators. They give you the space to rise, to evolve, and to expand into your full potential. When God finally moves, when guidance becomes clear, and when opportunities appear, you are no longer a fledgling soul fumbling for understanding. You are a master of alignment, ready to step into your purpose with confidence, clarity, and unshakable faith. It's astonishing how often divine messages come disguised as the ordinary. An offhand comment, a number you see repeatedly, a fleeting dream, or even a challenging interaction with someone. At first glance, these moments might seem trivial, random, or even inconvenient. But these were never coincidences. God was speaking, gently nudging you, calling your attention to something essential. Think about the times when a friend said exactly what you needed to hear, or when an unexpected situation forced you to pause and reconsider a choice. Those were not mere chance, they were coded signals, perfectly timed for your growth. Often, what you try to ignore is exactly what your soul needs to face. The divine works with subtlety, knowing that forceful delivery may overwhelm you, but persistence through repetition ensures the message eventually lands. The lesson is profound. Pay attention to the ignored whispers in your life. Those moments hold the keys to transformation. By embracing what once seemed insignificant, you unlock doors that previously appeared locked. It's in these everyday encounters that God often orchestrates the most transformative lessons, quietly steering you toward clarity, purpose, and alignment. There is a transformative point in your spiritual journey when alignment shifts from effort to ease. You stop trying to push things into place and start experiencing life in a way that flows effortlessly. This is when spiritual power becomes automatic. Instead of chasing signs, blessings, or answers, you begin to attract them naturally. Imagine a skilled musician who no longer thinks about each note. They simply play, and the music comes alive. Your spiritual life works the same way. Once you reach a level of readiness, your intuition guides you, your discernment sharpens, and your connection to divine timing becomes intuitive. Every step you take aligns with your higher purpose without the stress, confusion, or struggle you once experienced. This is not a passive process. It's the culmination of years of growth, patience, and self-refinement. Every silence, every challenge, and every moment of waiting contributed to this shift. When you finally allow the divine flow to work through you, life transforms. You begin to notice synchronicities, people, and opportunities converging effortlessly, confirming that you have stepped into a state of spiritual mastery. When life feels confusing, stagnant, or uncertain, it's easy to think you are lost. But in truth, these periods are often transitions, moments when you are evolving into a new version of yourself. You're not wandering aimlessly, you're in a sacred space of becoming. Growth requires shedding old patterns, beliefs, and behaviors that no longer serve you, and this process can feel disorienting. Think of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. During the cocoon phase, the world outside continues, but the internal transformation is hidden. Similarly, your soul undergoes profound refinement during these periods of in-between. Everything you experience, the confusion, the waiting, the sense of being in limbo, is preparing you for a leap into your next level of purpose, clarity, and spiritual authority. Understanding this allows you to embrace patience and trust instead of fear. You are not stuck, you are upgrading. Every challenge, pause, or unexpected disruption is evidence that the divine is actively reshaping your path, ensuring that when you emerge from this phase, you do so stronger, wiser, and fully aligned with your calling. God's communication often comes in ways that seem subtle, repetitive, and even inconvenient. You might notice recurring numbers, repeated advice from different sources, or sudden interruptions that change your course. These are not coincidences. They are patterns designed to capture your attention, to make you pause and reconsider your trajectory. Repetition is a divine tool. Think of it like a teacher reinforcing a lesson until the student grasps it. Life will present the same message in different forms, through dreams, conversations, signs, or experiences, until your awareness rises enough to recognize its importance. Interruptions, too, serve a purpose. A sudden challenge or unexpected detour often redirects you away from what would drain your energy and toward what will fuel your growth. The beauty of this system is that it allows divine guidance to be persistent without being overwhelming. When you begin noticing these patterns and trusting their presence, a new level of clarity emerges. You start understanding that life is not random, but intricately designed to align you with your highest good, using methods subtle enough to require your attention and conscious participation. Life often tempts us to take shortcuts, to look for quick fixes, or to demand immediate results. But God's wisdom lies in timing, not speed. The perfect time ensures that when something comes into your life, you are fully ready to receive, understand, and integrate it. The easy path often bypasses growth, leaving you unprepared for the responsibilities and blessings ahead. Think of a tree that bears fruit. If harvested too soon, the fruit is small, sour, or underdeveloped. When it ripens at the perfect time, it is nourishing, sweet, and complete. Similarly, divine timing ensures that opportunities, guidance, and blessings arrive when your heart, mind, and spirit are fully ready to embrace them. Patience is not a delay, it is preparation. By trusting divine timing, you stop forcing situations, relationships, or outcomes. You allow life to unfold in a way that is powerful, natural, and aligned with your purpose. This shift transforms frustration into faith, anxiety into calm, and striving into attraction. The right things come to you not because you chase them, but because you have been prepared to receive them fully and with grace. There comes a moment in your spiritual evolution when discernment rises like a lighthouse in the fog. The chaos, the doubts, and the endless what-ifs no longer cloud your vision. You start to recognize truth, intention, and alignment with a clarity that feels almost effortless. Confusion isn't erased by chance, it disappears because your inner guidance has matured. This awakening often follows periods of struggle and patience. Life may have tested your boundaries, exposed hidden fears, or forced you to confront uncomfortable truths. Each trial sharpened your intuition, helping you recognize patterns and distinguish what serves your growth from what drains it. Suddenly, you see the difference between false promises and divine direction, between energy that nourishes and energy that depletes. Discernment is more than understanding. It is empowerment. When it arrives, you stop questioning every choice and start trusting your instincts. Life becomes less about chasing and more about responding. The moments that once caused anxiety now provide insight. The people, opportunities, and signs you encounter begin to feel aligned, and a sense of calm authority replaces the turmoil you once accepted as normal. Often, we ignore spiritual nudges, not because we doubt their authenticity, but because they demand growth. Transformation requires effort, courage, and the willingness to step into unknown territory. The messages you once avoided were not punishments. They were invitations to expand your consciousness, emotional capacity, and spiritual resilience. Think of it like a mountain climber staring at the peak. The path looks intimidating, yet reaching it is necessary to experience the view, the accomplishment, and the freedom at the summit. Similarly, divine guidance challenges you to stretch beyond comfort zones. Your hesitancy is natural. It is a sign that you are standing at the threshold of a new version of yourself. By finally facing these messages, you allow your soul to grow in ways that were previously impossible. What once felt uncomfortable or overwhelming becomes the catalyst for transformation. Every insight, pause, and synchronicity is now fully appreciated because you have expanded to a level capable of embracing it. Growth, in this sense, is not optional. It is the only path to realizing your spiritual potential. Once alignment is achieved, life shifts dramatically. You stop forcing outcomes, chasing goals, or searching for external validation. Instead, the energy you emit naturally attracts people, opportunities, and experiences that mirror your inner state. This is the spiritual phenomenon of attraction after alignment, a life where effort is replaced by ease. Consider the law of resonance. Like attracts like. When your heart, mind, and soul vibrate at a higher frequency, the world responds. Relationships that support your growth appear effortlessly. Opportunities that once felt out of reach come with unexpected timing. Even circumstances that seemed random now fall into place with precision. This is not magic. It is the natural consequence of alignment with your higher self. The beauty of this stage is that life becomes less about struggle and more about flow. You become a magnet for clarity, guidance, and abundance because you are no longer scattered or distracted. Every connection and encounter now serves your purpose, proving that once you align internally, the universe aligns externally. Divine guidance often travels through unexpected channels: friends, strangers, books, dreams, even songs or street signs. At first, it may appear coincidental, but the universe rarely works in chaos. Every messenger is carefully chosen, every encounter intentional, designed to provide insight, validation, or direction precisely when you need it most. Have you ever experienced a chance conversation that completely shifted your perspective? Or stumbled across a resource that answered a question you didn't even know you were asking? These are not mere coincidences. They are divine messages. Life's ordinary moments are often the sacred tools God uses to guide you, using people and experiences as instruments to convey wisdom you might have otherwise overlooked. Recognizing these messengers requires awareness and openness. Once you begin seeing these connections, you realize life is never random. Even the people who challenge or frustrate you are part of a larger design, providing lessons, nudges, and alignments that ultimately serve your growth and lead you closer to your purpose. Have you ever woken from a dream feeling like it was more than just a story, or noticed repeating numbers that seemed impossible to ignore? These are not coincidences. They are hidden codes the universe uses to communicate. Dreams, numbers, and sudden insights are tools to deliver guidance when traditional methods might not penetrate your conscious mind. Dreams often speak in metaphor, using imagery and symbols to deliver wisdom. Numbers, sequences, or repeated patterns act as signposts, guiding your attention to what matters most. Sudden clarity or aha moments are often the culmination of unseen work your soul has been doing. Lessons, reflections, and experiences merging to reveal a truth you are finally ready to understand. When you start recognizing these codes, life transforms into a living language of divine communication. Nothing is arbitrary. Everything is deliberate. By paying attention to these signs and responding with intention, you unlock a deeper level of spiritual awareness, connecting with a force that has always been speaking, even when you weren't ready to listen. After receiving this message, something within you begins to shift. The tension you may have carried, anxiety about the future, confusion about your path, or pressure to figure everything out, starts to dissolve. Calm replaces chaos. Decisions no longer feel like struggles, and uncertainty begins to feel like an invitation to trust. This is the peace that comes from knowing you are aligned with your higher purpose, even if the full picture has not yet revealed itself. Clarity follows naturally. You begin to see the patterns in your life that were previously hidden. The experiences that once felt random now reveal themselves as part of a grand design. People, events, and even challenges fall into place with an almost magical precision, guiding you toward what you need and away from what no longer serves you. This is not coincidence. It is divine orchestration, where your awareness meets perfect timing. Finally, expect unexplainable alignment. Opportunities, guidance, and synchronicities begin to appear in ways that feel effortless, as if the universe itself has shifted to support your journey. You may notice that doors you never expected to open swing wide, relationships blossom in unexpected ways, or ideas manifest almost instantly. It's a natural consequence of your readiness. The universe, or God, has been waiting for this moment, and now everything begins to move in harmony with the rhythm of your spirit.